Is your anxiety or OCD getting you down, getting you depressed? We're going to talk all about it. Stay tuned. That's what's up next. Hi, my name is Natasha Daniels, and I am a therapist, and I make videos for people with anxiety or OCD. And today I want to talk to you about feeling depressed. This was actually a subscriber request and a really good topic to talk about because it's something that when we're talking about anxiety and OCD, we often don't talk about depression, sadness, hopelessness. Do you feel that way sometimes? It's normal to feel that way when you are overwhelmed with anxiety and OCD all the time. So to start, I want to talk about the difference between clinical depression and feeling depressed because of your battle with anxiety and OCD. We're not going to be talking about clinical depression today. It is important to realize that they are comorbid conditions, which means the fancy term of comorbid just means they like to hang out together. So it is very common to have an anxiety disorder or OCD and depression. They're two separate disorders, but you have both, and they can weave in and out and influence each other. But I don't want to talk about that today. I am not a therapist for depression. And if you do have depression issues or concerns that are separate from your anxiety and OCD, definitely tell your therapist or get a therapist because it's very important to treat that depression. It's so hard to crush anxiety or OCD when you are dealing with depression as well. Now, what I want to talk about today is how anxiety or OCD can be depressing. It can be depressing to feel like you can't overcome your anxiety or OCD. It can be depressing to have all these upsetting thoughts in your head all the time, right? Let's talk about that. Now, you do have to watch that because that can turn into a clinical depression. That can turn into a front burner issue. But a lot of people that I work with, adults and kids, feel sad and hopeless that they are having all these upsetting thoughts and battles in their head. So I want to give you a couple of tips on how to work on that. So the first thing I think is really important to check yourself and hear your internal dialogue, not the anxiety or OCD little voice in your head, but your voice. Are you bringing yourself down? I'm never going to get over this. This is always going to be part of me. I'm always going to struggle. Every day is a new battle. Do you say that to yourself? So listen to that little voice inside of you and what it's saying. And you want to work on that internal voice, whether you journal it or you recorrect it when you hear it, and talk about, you know what, I did something really brave today. I touched that thing that normally my OCD says I can't touch. Or I did that thing that causes me fear, even though my anxiety was saying not to go or not to do it. What I notice with people who tend to start to feel hopeless with their anxiety or OCD is that they're not celebrating their small wins. Do you celebrate your small wins? Do you give yourself a pat on the back when you do something really tiny that goes against your anxiety or OCD? Well, that will really, really help because your perspective is fueling your mood when we're not talking about clinical depression, right? That's different. So I recommend that you create a win board. Now you can either get a whiteboard and put it in your room or put it in your living room and write down the things that you're doing that are a win. Hey, I did this small step that was hard for me. Write that down. You can journal it. You can have a win journal, but do it every single day. And when you're having a hard time, go back and look at it. Or if it's just hanging up in your room, you'll see it and you'll realize that you have come a long way, that you're doing hard things every day. A lot of times we just look at the big things and we say, yeah, but I can't go, in public, or yeah, but I can't stop doing this. Look at one step at a time. The other thing I want to mention, check your vitamins. Talk to your doctor about your vitamin levels. Get your vitamin levels tested because there's vitamins like B12 that can improve the mood. Not a silver bullet answer, but definitely part of the puzzle. I'm not a doctor, so go talk to your doctor. The other thing I want to mention is feeling disconnected. So a lot of times you might feel like I'm the only one. Everybody else is going about their business or using the word OCD in the wrong way. Nobody has OCD, and I'm really suffering. It's not true. You're not alone. We are with you. There are hundreds of thousands, if not probably millions of people who have anxiety and OCD, and connecting with them can be really important. So find a support group. If you have OCD, go to the International OCD Foundation and see if you have a local chapter. And if you have a local chapter, are there support groups? I will link the IOCDF support group page down below so that you can see if there's one in your area. I know in my AT parenting community, which is a membership for parents, I do support groups for parents who are raising kids with anxiety and OCD once a month. And we have support groups once a month for kids and teens, and they're separate groups, 7 to 11 and then 12 to 18. So that helps kids know they're not alone. You can look and learn more about that below. It's not for adults, it's for parents and kids. But there are lots of support. You can even go to other YouTube videos. Made of Millions does a lot of amazing videos to show you that you're not alone. OCD Game Changers does a lot of videos talking about how you're not alone. And so sometimes hearing from peers and other people can help. There are a lot of Facebook groups for anxiety and OCD. So if you're an adult, you can go check those out. If you're a kid, you can have your parent connect you to support groups. I guess the big message on that one is connect and find your people. Find out that you're not alone. And the last thing that I want to talk about is being in tune with what helps you when you are feeling hopeless, when you're feeling down or depressed, not clinically, but just feeling depressed. What do you do? And that's different for each person. So a cheesy thing that a lot of therapists will tell you to do is like write down all the things that make you feel good. It's actually not a bad thing to do. One thing that I recommend is making a video like this. Just pull out your phone and talk to yourself. When you're in a good mood and you're in a good place, what would you say to yourself? And so just be like, hey, Natasha, if you're playing this, I know you're having a bad day. And I just want you to know, because this is you having a good day, the things that help you when you're having a hard time. And then list them. I think a video is kind of nice if you want that, because it's like, it's you talking to you. If you don't want to do that, then just make a list and make yourself do one of those things each day. It sounds dumb, but sometimes we don't think about the things that actually help us. I really like lately just walking. I like walking in the desert. The birds are chirping, the cacti are blooming. It's beautiful and it makes me feel better. I don't feel like doing it, but when I do it, I start to feel better. Taking like a warm bath makes me feel good. Swimming laps makes me feel good. What makes you feel good? Do you like drawing, listening to music? Write it down. Yeah, you might say, I know what I like to do. But when you write it down and you actually like pin it to the wall or make it the wallpaper of your phone or your iPad, you're more likely to do it. You can even set a reminder on your phone or iPad to do it. Hey, did you take care of yourself today? It's important. The last thing I would mention is you can use the YAP app. It's YAPP, and you can program it to have messages pop up on your phone or your iPad throughout the day. That can be inspiring. So, hey, small steps lead to big change. That's my cheesy thing. Or you are brave, or you've got this. It doesn't have to be a cliched Hallmark saying, but whatever you can write on there that makes you feel good, it might be your own inside joke. It will pop up randomly throughout the day. I really like that. I actually use it. I also use it for exposures for OCD, but that's a totally separate thing. So I hope that helps. It's just a couple ideas to get you on track. Don't forget your sleep and your diet. Those things can really help your mood too. And I will talk to you again in the next video. Don't forget to hit subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified when new videos come out. They do come out every Thursday. And I hope you find the sparkle in everything you do. It's really important, no matter how much you're suffering. And I'll talk to you again next week. Take care.